Inspiration speaks in an ear. What it means may not be clear. Starts out small and begins to grow. With faith you'll know. Fill me up, bring me home. Piece by piece, stone by stone. Fill me up, bring me home. Look inside, you're not alone. Everything you need is in your heart. Divine order has apart. Open your heart, it's there to see. Truth has set you free. Fill me up, bring me home. Piece by piece, stone by stone. Fill me up, bring me home. Look inside, you're not alone. Close your eyes, there's peace within. Guidance flows beneath your skin. We are but one energy, God's in you and me. Fill me up, bring me home. Piece by piece, stone by stone. Fill me up, bring me home. Piece by piece, stone by stone. Fill me up, bring me home. Piece by piece, stone by stone. Fill me up, bring me home. Look inside, you're not alone.
Good morning and welcome to Columbine Spiritual Center, where centered in God, we celebrate a world of harmony, peace, and abundance for all. We're so excited to be with you at home and right here from the Columbine Sanctuary, singing for you. Yeah! That was a song by Rachel Harrison and Steve Larson. We're going to do another one now by Jan Garrett and J.D. Martin. Yeah. Just like that.
Woo, look at that applause with people in here. So fun.
Just follow me. I hear the music.
I hear the music
Down in my soul.
down in my soul.
I hear the music.
I hear the music
Down in my soul.
down in my soul.
I hear the music.
I hear the music
for singing with us.
Good morning, everybody. It's nice to have some people in the sanctuary, and we're going to light our Christ candle. I invite you at home to light a candle yourselves. Make this some sacred time for yourself, for your family. I invite you to pray with me by taking that deep cleansing breath, allowing yourself to close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Sweet, loving Spirit, wow, we can hear the rain here. It's windy and getting dark and stormy. And we know, sweet Spirit, that even though our lives may be filled with storms on the outside at times, that when we look within, when we stay inside, we are safe. We know we are loved. We know we are whole. And when we can stay focused on that, knowing that we are divine beings, then whatever's going on the outside doesn't matter. That we are in the eye of the storm. We are the eye of the storm. That inner strength, that inner steadfastness that doesn't waver when there are storms around us. That stays solid, strong, knowing, wise. All those qualities of Spirit that are qualities of us. So we thank you, sweet Spirit, for this awareness of that. For as long as we can hold on to it. And we bring this awareness to everyone who is suffering or in pain or challenged due to so many storms that have been going on our planet this last year. We hold them with love and light, knowing that they too are the eye of the storm when they look within. We thank you, sweet Spirit, for our many blessings, for the warmth and the safety of this sanctuary, this inner sanctuary where we all are always invited to reside. And so it is. Amen.
Well, it's always a great Sunday with this crowd of people, and this clan of people is up here. But I want to introduce Rachel Harrison. You know her as your Director of Community Care, but she's also one of the pillars of our music program, and stepping out on her own, and we're excited to play a couple of her songs today.
Thanks, Janice. This is a song called Feeling Free.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Easy to get lost in a clouded mind. Twisting, turning over what we've left behind. We can't change what's happened. We can only start from now. It's so sweet and easy feeling free, finding our divinity, loving you and loving me, finding our way home. Take time to love yourself as you are. Forgive yourself and others for a start. Every answer can be found. It's
Rachel Harrison, everyone.
Thanks, Rachel. It's beautiful. Et al. The rest of you, thank you. Wow, it's really coming down out there. I hope wherever you're watching from that you're in a good place, a safe place. There was a boy flying a kite on a misty day. The kite was invisible in the fog, and a passerby was wondering, how could that even be fun when the boy can't even see the kite? And so they asked, and the boy replied, well, I cannot see it, but I know something's tugging. Have you ever felt that tug? Maybe you can't see what's going on, or you can't see the full vision of what you want for your life, but you feel that pull. You feel that tug. You feel that gentle nudge. And you'll do anything to keep feeling that. But sometimes all we see is the fog. It can feel like the odds are stacked against us. Howard Carter is an archaeologist. If you checked out my sneak peek this week, I talked about Howard Carter, who for many years worked in the deserts of Egypt trying to uncover something that a lot of people didn't think exists, the tomb of King Tut. He had a sponsor who was funding this expedition, and after many years, and then after the last 5 where practically nothing was found, his sponsor decided he was going to cut the funding. And Howard convinced him, just one more season, let me do it. He felt that tug. He couldn't see the kite in the fog, but he felt that tug, that pull on him, like, I know something's there. And in his final season, a water boy actually spilled some water on a step, which ended up being the top of a staircase that led down to the tomb of King Tut. That treasure was deep within there. That treasure filled with the most intact mummy they've ever discovered. 3,000 years old. Howard had to be steadfast. He had to have that inner strength. When he couldn't see that he was going to have any results for his labors, he had to be steadfast. I share that with you because we're working with, today is the first day of our 4-week series on Daughters of Destiny, YouTube documentary series. And in the series, one of the girls at the school, it's a school in India, where children who come from families of extreme poverty are being educated. They're given an opportunity to be educated, something that wouldn't normally happen in their lives if not for this school, Shanti Bhavan. And one of the girls is giving a speech to the rest of the student body, and she says, steadfastness. Steadfastness is commit to something no matter how long it takes. It's what these girls, what these children, it's not just girls, it's boys and girls, have to do. They have to commit to something no matter how long it takes. Shanti Bhavan is a school that was built in 1997, opened in 1997, by a man who was Indian, moved to America in the 60s to have an operation, ended up staying, getting educated there, working for banks, working for different companies, built his own software company, sold it to a Fortune 500 company, and made a lot of money. And decided that before he turned 50, he was 49 years old, and before he turned 50, he wanted to do what he really wanted to do. And that was go back to India and help alleviate poverty. And so he decided he was going to build a school, and all the students were going to come from the lowest caste, people who lived in extreme poverty. They're called the Dalits. They're also called the untouchables. They live on less than $2 a day. Most of them come from single parents, mostly moms. And he wanted to give them an education because he believed that education is what is going to bring them out of this extreme poverty, what is going to break the cycle of generations of poverty. These people live with, a lot of them without electricity. They live in huts without floors, with just dirt floors, starving. And Dr. George, as he goes by, wanted to change that. He said these people live with the twin pressures of both prejudice, because the untouchables were people that nobody wanted to be near. They lived with prejudice and poverty, and that's a really difficult cycle to break out of. He says in the show, in the first episode, caste is not a God-given thing. It's man's creation to oppress others. He says in the episode, most prosperity programs, or most programs that are trying to help the people of India, help them get a job, but it doesn't remove them from where they're living, from their environment. And so they can't break out of that cycle, that mindset, that consciousness of poverty. And so what he's doing that is different is it's a residency school. It's a school where children start at age 4, when they're still able to believe, when they're still able to hope, before they get bogged down with limitation and lack in their lives. And we see these moms dropping off their 4-year-olds on the first day of school, knowing that their 4-year-olds are going to be there for the next 17 years. That they're going to be there until they graduate from high school, and then they're going to go to college afterwards, hopefully. And they will get to come home twice a year for break, winter and summer. I can't even imagine what that must be like, or the strength it must take to let your 4-year-old be raised by someone else. He started with 120 students, ages 4 to 10, the school. And we see them, this film went over 7 years. It was filmed over 7 years, and we follow the lives of 5 girls. And we see them as they go home, lifting up in confidence, teaching their siblings what they've learned, teaching their parents what they've learned, having more assurance in who they are, starting to get to know their own value. When Dr. George started this project, his wife said, once you start a project like this, you can't stop midway. You have to be steadfast. You have to continue. Now, a lot of people thought he was stubborn. A lot of people thought that these untouchables, they don't have the innate abilities it takes to be educated. That's how much prejudice there is against them. You know, there's a fine line between being steadfast and being stubborn. Being steadfast is an inner quality of spirit. It's our inner strength. It's our power of strength. Being able to stick to something, being able to hold a vision and see it fulfilled, no matter how long it takes, being committed, being patient, staying the course. Whereas being stubborn is not seeing beyond our own views, holding on to our own opinions, even after they've long stopped serving us. The steadfast person is open and focused and can be flexible in its methods with the eye on the vision, with their eye on what they want to manifest in life. You know, the Bible uses, the word steadfast is used 195 times in the Bible. It's not a word I typically find myself using at all, steadfast. But it is, in the Bible, it talks a lot about steadfast love, the steadfast love of God, the steadfast love that we need to have for ourselves, that we need to have for Spirit, that we need to have for each other, that steadfast, unwavering love that is persistent and patient. In the episode of Daughters of Destiny, they talk about the story of the tortoise and the hare. Think about the tortoise who is just moving forward, just keeps going no matter what. Knowing that good will come, knowing that we'll get to the finish line. Mark Nepo says, steadfastness brings us closer to life, while stubbornness isolates us, which makes sense if we're only willing to look at our own perspective and our own views. So the series focuses on 5 girls. Why girls? Why not boys? It's a co-ed school. They take equal number of boys and girls. They take only one per family, one child per family, because the hope is that these children will then help their families get out of poverty once they graduate from college and get a good job. So why girls? Well, India is one of the worst countries in the world for girls and women to live. There are no laws to protect them against sexual harassment or sexual abuse. They are often married when they're quite young. Not uncommon in the lower caste to be married off when they're 10, 12, 13 years old. And they're treated very poorly by the families that they're married into. I've been reading a book called The Moment of Lift by Melinda Gates, Bill Gates' wife. And she talks about her foundation and how she became a philanthropist and why they focus on helping women. And she talks about how when you lift women up, you lift up the whole community. And in Moment of Lift, she says this: in societies of deep poverty, women are pushed to the margins. Women are outsiders. That's not a coincidence. When any community pushes any group out, especially its women, it's creating a crisis that can only be reversed by bringing the outsiders back in. So by focusing on the girls in this series, they're trying to bring the outsiders back in, trying to show that girls have value. And the girls are lifted up. It's interesting to follow them for 7 years of their lives. Some of them, we see them after they've graduated from college and what their jobs are. This is so in alignment with our teachings, with Unity teachings, which is why we chose this docuseries to focus on for these 4 weeks. Why we chose to do this for our small group program, so that you could discuss this with other people, so that you could have support on your spiritual journey. We're always inviting you to break open to new awareness, new ways of being, to expand our worldview, to be grateful for our blessings, to see our potential and overcome obstacles. And that's exactly what these girls need to do. Overcome the obstacles, both the perceived outside obstacles and the inner beliefs. And so by starting girls at 4 years old, they can start working with their consciousness. Start working on having them know that they have value. There's freedom in that. There's freedom when you can overcome your inner beliefs, those inner beliefs that hold you back, those inner beliefs of lack and limitation. There's freedom from thinking that the odds are stacked against you. And these children in India, born to the untouchables, the odds are definitely stacked against them. You know, most of us have challenges in life. We've had things that have challenged us, and the odds have seemed to be stacked against us in some form or another. I read an article that 60% of restaurants will fail in the first year, and 80% will fail in the first 3 years. About a third of all alcoholics will get sober and stay sober. Only a third. 50% of marriages fail in divorce, will end in divorce. And the overall chances of an obese woman obtaining a normal weight is 1 in 124. 1 in 210 for men. One place we have the advantage, ladies. So if you find yourself in any of these categories, it can seem like the odds are stacked against you. It can feel that way. It can feel like the storm's outside. That's all you see. But when you feel that tug, when you feel that pull, when you hear that still small voice saying, "This way, try this, take a step forward," that spirit calling, that spirit knocking on your door. Few of us will answer that call. Few of us will overcome the obstacles. Many people will just give up, start blaming others, complaining about the system, or just not do anything and stay mediocre their whole lives. But those of us that answer the call, those of us that say yes, that feel that tug and know that there's something there, that we're to move in that direction, those of us will use those obstacles as fuel to grow. The invitation is always there. There's always obstacles. There's always something that we can use as fuel to help us grow. Most of us watching today, this morning, don't live in situations such as the Dalits in India. We are blessed. William Earl Cameron's a Unity minister. He says this in the great dramas of the Bible: if we are indeed the spiritual image and likeness of God, then it is our privilege, our responsibility, and our destiny to put the infinite nature and powers of God to work in our lives. Do you hear? That's our destiny to do that. Not that it's predetermined, but it's there for us if we choose to feel that pull on the string, to feel that kite, even when we can't see it. Each of these students in the series is given this opportunity. They're given an opportunity to educate themselves, to lift their families up, to beat the odds, to break the cycles of generational poverty. It's a huge responsibility for children. It's huge. But what an opportunity to lift them up, to raise the mindset. Give them a chance to dream. Lift up thine eyes, it says in the Bible many times. Lift up your eyes. Start seeing things differently. Start seeing the bigger picture. Raise yourself up to new awareness. Lift your perception. Don't be bogged down in the land of limitation. That is spirit. When we have this calling, when we feel this tug, and we can't see the kite, is spirit wanting to express more life through us, as us. Those dreams that we have, those are spirit calling us, wanting to bring those dreams forth into manifestation, into the world. This series to me is moving and inspiring and sad as you watch how they live. I know I found myself crying quite a bit during each of the episodes, just feeling so blessed to live in this country with all its challenges. One of the girls in the show talks about how she was angry. Why was I born in India? Why was I born into this? It's one of the mysteries of life we don't know. Why were we born here? Why were we born into this body, into this community, and not as an untouchable in India? I feel extremely blessed and grateful and privileged as I've watched the series. I believe that Unity teaches that all of us are born with the same amount of potential, that we all have potential far greater than we're aware of. But most of us don't know that it's there. These children in India, when they arrive at Shanti Bhavan, they don't know that they have potential. They only know where they come from. They only know their families and the struggles. And yes, we're born equally. We're born with equal potential, but you have to be aware of it. And that's what this school is doing, is making them aware of it, making them aware of their value. It requires us to be steadfast, to overcome obstacles, to overcome any unhealthy influences, beliefs, to live outside our culture and the way we've been raised. It requires us to use all of our powers. It requires the power of faith. We have to believe it's at least possible for it to become manifest. We have to use the power of strength, that steadfastness, stay the course. We have to use the power of release to release those beliefs that say, I'll never break out of this cycle. We have to use the power of power, take dominion, and the power of love to focus, to live the life of our dreams. It's not easy. It's not easy to be steadfast when there are storms going on around us, when there are obstacles to overcome. It's not easy. The perfectionist in me does not want to share this, but on February 1st, I got on the bathroom scale and was appalled that I had gained 8 pounds over COVID. Actually, it was probably more than that. I don't even know where I was when COVID started. I'd been too afraid to get on the scale. And so since February 1st, I've been counting calories and watching what I eat and being very conscious of my food and eating more slowly. It was hard. There were some weeks where the scale didn't budge, for 2 weeks. Like, what? I'm hungry. But in 13 weeks, I've lost 13 pounds. It took being steadfast. It took staying focused on the ultimate goal, which is feeling better about myself, feeling better about my body, fitting better into my clothes. We all have things that we need to overcome, that we could use a little steadfastness to overcome. And I know it's not easy. But when we have conviction, when we have a solid why we're doing it, it helps. It makes it a little easier to stay focused on that outcome. And we have to believe it's possible. Vera Dawson Tate was also a Unity minister, and she says, much will depend on how ready our mind is to accept our destiny of good. We have to get our mind ready before we undertake any kind of long-range goal. Get the consciousness first, then work on the outer. Work from the inside out. There's so many great stories in this series. There's a girl whose father didn't want her because she was a girl. Girls were considered not worthy. They didn't want to educate them because they were nothing. They weren't valued. They were sold off. But he's the one, something in him, some little tug of that kite was in him. He's the one that sent his daughter to the school, not the mom who didn't want her to go. It contradicted everything that he was as a person. There's a mother who doesn't want her daughter to suffer as she does. She saw this vision. She had this vision. Get her daughter educated. Lift her up. What brings these things out in us when we're so knocked down, when you're an untouchable? It can be nothing but spirit, that longing, that tug, that something in you that says, there's better than this. I want better for my children than I had. One girl is really pressured every time she goes home to quit school and marry her uncle, as if that's a good alternative. And one girl at the beginning is reflecting back on her time at Shanti Bhavan and says she is unrecognizable from the person that she was and that person that she might have become if not for the school. She used to think when she went home for school break, this is where I belong. I belong in this kind of environment. I don't belong in a school where I have a bed, where I have food, where I have people who love me. I belong in this environment. But over her years in the school, she learned that. She says, I came to realize that you belong where you put yourself. You belong to yourself. I love this book by Melinda Gates, The Moment of Lift. She says this, a low self-image and oppressive social customs are inner and outer versions of the same force. But the link between the two give outsiders the key to change. If a girl can lift up her view of herself, she can start to change the culture that keeps her down. But this isn't something most girls can do on their own. They need support. The first defense against a culture that hates you is a person who loves you. Love is the most powerful and underused force for change in the world. You don't hear about it in policy discussions or political debates. But Mother Teresa, Albert Schweitzer, Mohandas Gandhi, Dorothy Day, Desmond Tutu, and Martin Luther King Jr. all did hard-headed, tough-minded work for social justice. And they all put the emphasis on love. On love. That's what these girls and the boys as well come out knowing, that they were loved, that they love themselves, that they have value, that they deserve a good life. So the question to you is, do you think the odds are stacked against you? Are you steadfast in the vision you have for your life? Or are you stubbornly clinging to some idea or viewpoint that's no longer serving you? We're hopefully going to be offering Prosperity Plus One this summer. And what a great time to do this. We've had a year of being isolated. We've had a year of things being closed down, and things are opening up now. So why not start with a new vision for your life? And that's what Prosperity Plus is all about, this first one especially. Creating a vision for your life. This week, take a look at yourself. Take a look at your life and see, are you steadfastly holding on to a vision for yourself? Or where are you stubbornly clinging to viewpoints or opinions that don't serve you anymore? Isn't it time to break wide open to all the potential that's within us? To all the possibilities within us? All the possibilities around us for new freedom? I think it is. I want to lead us into a time of meditation now. So I invite you to take a deep breath. Remember, the breath is that flow of life. That breath, the Spirit is breathing for you. Gently close your eyes. In Genesis chapter 13, verses 14 and 15, it says, "Raise your eyes now and look from the place where you are, northward and southward and eastward and westward. For all the land that you see, I will give it to you and to your offspring forever." This was a voice deep within Abraham that he heard on top of the mountain, telling him to raise the possibilities in every direction. Raise your eyes to see them. Don't be bogged down in the land of limitation, in the land of lack and impossible dreams. Lift your eyes. Lift your mind. Lift your consciousness to see the opportunities. Your longing, your dreams, our spirit calling you to a more abundant life. From Eric Butterworth in Abundant Living, dare to dream and to see your dream as real and true. Dare to see yourself as successful, as healthy, as living a life of love and fulfillment. And with your patience and constant loving entertainment of the dream, with your steadfastness, you will see it come forth into manifestation. It is not a miracle of becoming something you are not, but the awakening to the vision of what you have always been. I invite you to take this vision into the silence.
Seems like time has run away. It's run away with me again. I don't know where I'm headed. I only know where I've been. Each line on my face, oh, they each have a story to tell. Some are vague, and some I know too well. And I say thank you for my life. Thank you for my life. There are days that I wish, oh, I wish I could do them again. Some to change, and some to be more in. There are things that I have said, some have even been profound. There are other things I wish
Rachel Harrison.
Rachel Harrison, original. Thank you, Rachel. That's beautiful. So this is a time in our offering where we gratefully receive your love offerings, your tithes. We are so grateful for this community and your generosity. We couldn't do what we do here without your support. And if you want to see us continue to inspire personal transformation, to wake people up, to bring them to new awareness, then please consider supporting this ministry. If you're online watching, you can text to give. The number's there on the screen, 720-902-9998. Or you can go to our website, columbineunity.org, and press the donate button. Thank you so much for all that you do for this community. Let's say our offertory blessing together. God's love has always met and will always meet all my needs. I give freely, I receive abundantly, and I am grateful. Amen. And now we have Rachel with some community news.
Hey!
Take it away.
I should put my community director hat on, right? Director of Community Care. So I am the Director of Community Care, and we do have some announcements for you today. If you're joining us for the first or second or the 100th time and you want to know what's going on at Columbine, we would love you to go to our website, columbineunity.org. It's brand new. It's very exciting. And there's all kinds of information on it, and we're working really hard to have everything that you need right on the website. So if you're new to us and you want to be included in our email list, you can go to the website, press the contact me, and you can get on our email list, or even have Sue or I call you directly if you want to. So we are here for you. What else do we have, Doug? Oh, yes. Come back to the sanctuary. We have a studio audience here today in the sanctuary. I can't tell you how incredible it feels to have people back in the sanctuary with us. And we know that slowly, as we all get more comfortable and all this starts to pan out, we're going to be coming back. But we want you to know that every 11 o'clock service on Sundays is open to a limited audience. And you register to do that. And again, you can register right on the website. And as we're able to increase our capacity, that'll grow, and we hope that you'll join us. So we're going to always have people in the sanctuary, and then when weather permits, hopefully, 3 times a month, if that's how it works, we'll continue having the outdoor service. All right, so there's still time to sign up for Daughters of Destiny. So if you are interested in Sue's talk, which was incredible, Sue, thank you so much. I am leading a group, and I was totally inspired, and now I'm even more excited about having my small group. So we're going to be meeting by Zoom, and there's even a class that's meeting on the patio starting Monday night. So if you're one of those people that's really dying to be in person, we'd love for you to register. Again, where do you register?
On Breeze.
On the website.
Oh no, I blew it.
On the website. So that's a great place to do that. So we really hope that everybody will sign up. So if you're inspired, there's still time to join us. Okay, so today is our annual meeting. If you are a voting member of Columbine, you should have received an email from me on Friday that has the link for the Zoom. If you are not able to get that or you have any questions, please email Rachel at columbineunity.org or Carol or admin at columbineunity.org, or call the church and I will help get you on Zoom. I will stay here to help get everybody on Zoom. So that starts at 12:30, which is in half an hour. And so we really would love all of our voting members to be on. And the truth is, if you're super interested in what's happening at Columbine, do what I just said and I'll help give you the link as well. Of course, we're not having an outdoor service because of that, and it turned out that it was really rainy. But if you look outside, there's like blue sky coming. And lastly, Janice, what do we have happening? Woo.
Well, we thought we maybe were going to miss Peace Through Music this year, and we pulled it out. So we're really excited to be doing our annual benefit concert for Sister Carmen and Musical Ambassadors of Peace. It's always been one of the great extra events that we do here. It's going to be on Saturday night, June 5th. That's
less than 5 weeks away. And we're going to be outside on the patio. There's an incredible lineup of artists and talent, but more than anything, we want to come together. So we've got tickets on sale right now online through the website, but also in the bookstore and in Rachel's office. Everything's going to be ticketless this year, so please check that out. We're not going to announce a lot. We're not going to hit you over the head, so we'll only announce every couple of weeks, and we just encourage you to get your tickets. It's going to be seated on the yard, on the lawn, and we're inviting you to bring a picnic dinner, and we'll have a bar available, and it's going to be just incredible.
It's going to be incredible, and Janice and Steve and I will all be singing. So
Ow.
there you go. You've got
Yay.
us all going. So we hope that everybody will come, and that is unlimited number of people. So bring
Yeah.
your friends. Let's all have some great music.
Yeah.
I think that's it. No outdoor service, no Zelloship today because of the annual meeting. So let's sing our
Let's
peace
jump
song.
on up.
Yeah.
Imagine that you're holding hands, hold hands with somebody in your bubble, and we're going to sing ourselves out. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
We hope we see lots of you on Zoom for the meeting. We love you guys.